Boxing Ego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, I seen this coming a mile away, and I'm sure a lot of you guys did also. And that's Vonas Mroen. As you guys see in the title, he is no longer with his old manager and his advisor, Haymon, right? And 8 hours ago, he posted this picture, and it says, "I am officially a free agent, promotional, and manager, 100, Vonas Nightmare Martirosyan," right? Now, I personally didn't get a chance to cover this. This happened late fourth quarter, like let's say October, November of last year. And Vonas Mroen, he had released a series of tweets, like rant tweets, saying, "I'm not happy with Haymon. I don't like the way my career is being handled. Managers are not treating me right or responding to my phone calls. They're tweeting me, but they're not actually getting in touch with me when I have concerns." Something to that effect. Champions are cherry picking, and I work too hard for this bullshit. Something to that effect, right? You guys can Google it and do your research or whatever. And obviously, if you out the boss like that and you just let it ride and leave it out like that, then it's pretty certain then he's not gonna probably keep you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys aren't seeing eye to eye. You're making it a public issue. So I want to give my thoughts on the situation. And full disclosure, I don't know Vonas Mroen personally. I've never one-on-one had a conversation with him. I know sometimes he's out here because the snack gym is out here and he's a part of that, but I've never personally worked with him. I know some people that have sparred him and things like that. My thing is, first of all, business is business. Like, I know a thing about the boxing business, and I know about business in general even before I got into vlogging and covering boxing per se. And to release a series of tweets and handle it and make it a public issue, don't know if that's the right move for you and for your career, because at this current juncture, Haymon is running shit. Yeah, you better walk away. He's the King Kong. He's the Alonzo of this whole game right now. And the reason I say that is because PBC, despite all the attacks on PBC, it's still here, and they have one of the biggest fights upcoming on their network and their affiliate networks, the networks that they work for. To me, it doesn't look like HBO is even in the boxing business, because the only good fights that are coming up that we're looking forward to, a lot of people, are pay-per-view events, right? They said Crawford might come back in May. Who's he gonna fight? You know what I mean? And that's just the reality of the situation. Most of the good HBO fights that I can think of right now are all pay-per-view. Triple G Jacobs and Canelo Chavez Jr., right? Cotto Kirkland, which got canceled, but that was supposed to be a pay-per-view. And Haymon is sitting up here putting one of the biggest fights of the year that a lot of people want to see. Somebody's has to go. Garcia versus Thurman on free TV, CBS. So just back to the Vonas situation and knowing the business. Sometimes, even though you don't like it, you got to play your position. Well, I'm from the Bay. That's what we say. Like, know your role, like The Rock said, and play your position, and your time will come. You look at, and I know this because I talked to him, Errol Spence Jr. has been waiting. He fought probably 1 or 2 times last year, maybe Algieri and Leonard Bundu, and he's been waiting and waiting and waiting for his grand opportunity to get a title shot, to shine. But the thing is, he's right there now. You know what I mean? It looks like the fight is closer than ever with Kell Brook, or if it's not Kell Brook, somebody for the IBF belt. And that's what the boxing game is. Sometimes you have to wait. Sometimes you have to just fall back. Another person that I know, Gervonta Tank Davis, right? He's screaming for a title shot. He wanted a title shot well before Jose Pedraza. They were actually talking about a Jason Sosa fight. For whatever reason, the logistics didn't work out. The deal didn't work out. Jason Sosa went on to fight Steven Smith or somebody, and now he looks like he's going to fight Lomachenko coming up this year. And Tank Davis later went on to fight against a champion, Jose Pedraza. Now, Tank Davis, even though there's some little issues where him and Floyd Mayweather didn't see eye to eye, basically Floyd wanted him to relocate from Baltimore, where there's a lot of distractions that could hinder him in his career, to Las Vegas, and Tank didn't want to do that. Tank felt like if he relocated from B-More to Vegas, he'd be away from a lot of the people that helped get him to this particular moment, and he didn't want to feel like he was Hollywood or turning his back on his people. So there was some dissonance or a disagreement, if you will, between Tank and Mayweather, right? But Tank still did what he had to do. Like, he always kept it professional. I never seen him go in like Vonas Mroen and be like, I'm not happy with Floyd, I'm not happy with Mayweather Promotions. I mean, if he did say that, then it was behind closed doors, and that's what I think Vonas Mroen should have done. Like, I mean, going to Twitter, that doesn't really do anything for you. You know what I mean? All your followers see it, but, you know, obviously it'll get back to your management or whatever, but what does that solve? If you're happy, you know what I'm saying? That's not how business is conducted. You know what I mean? You see these promoters talk about it all the time, like fighters calling out people. That's cool. That might get the ball rolling, but that's not how that's not how these fights are put together. Just somebody screaming at someone on Twitter, and then all of a sudden the fight comes to, there's still business and paperwork and different things on the back end that have to be done for fights to get negotiated. Not just, oh, I used up 140 characters screaming on someone on Twitter. So I personally don't think that it was a good look for Vonas Mroen. Now I mean, maybe this is what he wants. Again, I don't know him. I mean, wish him the best of luck, but it didn't seem like, to me, a smart move, because you got to look at it. He posted this post about, I'm now a free agent, and you look in the comment section and he's tagging Floyd Mayweather, and it looked like Dewan Blake's management company and another promotional company, like, hey, I'm a free agent, sign me. But once again, going back to what I know about business, is sometimes if you create a reputation and things play out how they play out, you almost get blackballed. And this is just speculate. This is just me talking as a person. And I don't know, but I do know that Haymon and Floyd Mayweather have done good business for decades now together, right? And Floyd credits his team, including Haymon, for that. So why would Floyd Mayweather pick up Vonas Mroen, who was just screaming on his advisor, Al Haymon, and his manager? It's just not really a good look. You know what I mean? People who wants to pick up someone with baggage. It's just like if you're dating and on the dating scene, and a girlfriend, she has a crazy ex and she has these bad kids and stuff. It's someone with baggage. And if you're new to the relationship, you might like the girl, but you're like, nah, I'm not touching that. I'm not trying to get involved with that. Your dude just got out of jail and he's like trying to stalk you, and you know what I'm saying, or whatever the situation is. It's baggage, and a lot of people don't want to deal with that. So just from a business sense, from what I know and what I've seen, I don't think that was a good look. If Vonas Mroen was, and I'm all about freedom of speech. I don't care that he did it. I mean, it doesn't hurt me. My channel still grows. Like, I'm my own boss. You know what I'm saying? Al Haymon don't cut my checks, or anybody else, except for YouTube and Google, right? So it doesn't affect me. I'm cool with freedom of speech. I just think personally there's other ways to handle it, because handling it's just like handling things in certain ways, you know the outcome, and usually it's not going to be pretty. Like, you know what I mean? You're basically saying, release me. I'm not fucking with you, because what advisor or business or promoter is going to want you screaming on them and you work for them or your affiliate? You know what I'm saying? It just, I don't really see what a positive outcome that would come of you taking to your social media to scream on somebody and try to out them. I really don't. So to me, it wasn't a good look, because now you're without a home and you've been on the shelf since your last fight against Erislandy Lara in the rematch, and you don't even know if anyone's going to pick you up, because I mean, who else is out there? Like Gary Shaw, Golden Boy, Mayweather. But like I said, I mean, is Mayweather going to, if you just had this falling out with a guy that has given Mayweather some of the business game, I mean, is he going to pick you up? Is Dwan Blake, Mayweather's cousin, going to pick you up? I don't know. I don't know. But it doesn't seem likely that those would be the case. And then you look at Golden Boy. They just took a chance with Yuri Orkis Gamboa, a guy who has some inactivity. He has a loss now to Terrence Crawford, things of that sort. And they're signing a lot of young talent, like Marlene Esparza and people who are coming out of the Olympics. Vonas Mroen is a fighter with some losses. Now, a lot of them are close fights. I don't think he's been stopped, things of that sort. But that's the other thing it leads me to with the Vonas Mroen thing is I don't know what goes on behind closed doors, and I don't know the frustration that Vonas Mroen maybe is warranted. But from what I see, from the outsider looking in, it looks like he's been afforded some pretty cool opportunities, right? He fought Erislandy Lara twice. The first one was kind of controversial and it ended in a funky way with the cut, and he got a chance to redeem himself, came up short. I covered that fight live, right? He fought Willie Nelson. I don't know exactly when he signed with Al Haymon, but I don't know if the Demetrius Andrade fight was under Al Haymon, but still, he's had some opportunities. He fought the Charlo brother, Jamel Charlo, came up short. So, I mean, I don't really see Al Haymon like shelving him or treating him drastically worse or not giving him opportunities. It just so happens that, close fight or not, he came up short on the judges' scorecards, right? And you can't really blame Al Haymon for that. I thought I was at the Erislandy Lara 2 fight. I was actually right in front of Virgil Hunter and Keisha Cole. This was when Virgil first found out that Keisha Cole was his daughter. We were right there. And Vonas's family was right to the left of me. So I'm like front and center, right? I wasn't even in the media section. I was in the family and boxing celebrity section or whatever you want to call it. And I was maybe the second row. So I had a good view of the fight. I had Lara winning the fight. I thought he used some lateral movement, but he was more accurate pot shotting. He was pot shotting Vonas and stuff like that. The Jamal Charlo fight, I got to watch it again, but I just remember it being close. I don't think it was a highway robbery. I don't think Vonas blew Charlo out of the water. In fact, that fight on that same card where Charlo looked worse to me was when he fought John Jackson. I thought he was clearly losing until he turned things around with that punch sequence that stopped Jackson and got him out of there. But I thought John Jackson was doing a hell of a job outboxing him. The Vonas Mroen fight, from what I remember, was close. So, you know what I mean? Ishe Smith, Vonas Mroen fought against Ishe Smith. So really, from outsider looking in, it looks like Vonas has been given opportunities to shine and to get titles. He came up short versus Demetrius Andrade. He had that knockdown, and then after that, Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade's skill set picked up, and he ended up getting dominated. And I thought that was a fight. See, I know my boxing. That fight ended in a split decision, which I think was bullshit, because barring the knockdown, I don't really think Vonas Mroen did anything, right? So, I mean, aside from that, I don't know what Vonas's big deal is with Haymon, but you don't want to go against the grain when you got to look at who's in the lead, check the scoreboards, and to me, that's Al Haymon. Al Haymon's clearly, you look at Al Haymon's lawsuit, the Golden Boy lawsuit, dismissed, made a video about it. You look at the Top Rank lawsuit with Al Haymon, settled out of court, and Bob Arum is talking about putting together a fight with Haymon fighters, and he's actually switched his tune, and he's saying that Haymon is doing the right thing, and he does have some good fighters. Bob Arum wasn't saying that 2-3 years ago, and that's the thing that I challenge you guys to do. Some people say, oh, Ego, you don't know shit. You don't know what you're talking about, bro. You know nothing, right? But, okay, that's fine. I don't know nothing. But listen to this. Listen to what I say. Go listen to some of my old videos, run them back, hear what I said, and hear what other people were saying. Like, when Vonas Mroen, the detractors who hate PBC, when it came out that Vonas Mroen was going in on Al Haymon, they rejoiced because the fighter, yes, somebody's finally on the Al Haymon roster in the stable, and he's talking bad about Haymon. Yes, because that's what they They look for that negativity, right? They don't care if it has merit. They don't care what fighter it is. They're just happy that somebody within the Haymon stable was going in on Haymon, right? And listen to what they say and listen to what I say. Like, people were like, yes, Haymon's running out of money and he sucks. Another thing, they said Danny Garcia versus Keith Thurman. People were saying those fights aren't going to happen. Al Haymon's running out of money. He's broke and this and that. But fast forward to the future, that doesn't seem to be the case. If Al Haymon is so broke, how does he keep getting fights? How does he keep getting these fights put on these networks, right? Like, okay, he lost the ESPN contract, and it looks like Golden Boy is going to start putting their own fights on ESPN. But Showtime has been killing in the first quarter. Showtime put on Leo Santa Cruz, Carl Frampton 2, fight of the year that might turn out to be a trilogy. Mikey Garcia, a knockout of the year type of knockout performance. You have before that Gervonta Tank Davis, who I mentioned earlier in the video. Shout out to B More. He got a title, stopped a guy never been stopped, and a champion. Jack versus DeGale, a great fight of the year candidate, right? Then this month we got Broner, Granados, we got Deontay Wilder, we got Lamont Peterson moving up a division on the Broner card. He's fighting against Keith Thurman's mandatory. We got Rasheed Warren, and he's fighting on the card with Robert Easter. That's just PBC in general, not on Showtime. But the Wilder card is crazy too. You know what I mean? They got Caleb Plant. They got some names on that. Tony Harrison, Jared Swift Hurd. So, I mean, I personally, I would probably try to see if there's a way to fix it. Because Al Haymon, he got the game in a noose right now. Like, it's just what it is. And again, I don't know what happens behind closed doors. Maybe there's some specific reason that Vonas had, but him being a free agent. The other thing, these fighters, here's just a message to fighters too, and aside from just like waiting your turn and stuff like that, and for your opportunities, is don't rely on your promoter or your advisor to talk you up. You got to do that for yourself. Like, I was looking at Vonas Mroen's page. I have more than double his followers. You know what I'm saying? And I'm one person. So you can't, I'm all about that Cannon Briggs stuff. Like, let's go, champ. Cannon Briggs is about to get a title shot. And he hasn't even really fought anybody as of recently. But I fuck with it and I like the movement. Pause. He is self-made. He is taking the bull by the horns and saying, this is my career. I need me a shot. I'm in shape. I'm eating at Whole Foods. Let's go. Let's go, champ. And he made that opportunity. Terrorizing Klitschko, entertaining people, then turning his sights on David Haye and Lucas Brown. He created these opportunities for himself. So I advise these fighters start doing that too. It's social media age. You can get stuff on and popping. You already are a fighter, you know what I mean? You've been to the Olympics and stuff like that. Now, I wouldn't even wait for Al Haymon. Like, obviously, you might have to get permission contractually for certain things. You probably can't compete in other like fighting matches and stuff, but there's other ways things you can do that's within your contract to build yourself up. Like, you could have a Q&A session with the fans, or go live and show people your training, invite people in media to your gym. You know what I mean? There's stuff you could do. You know what I mean? Because I'm one person, and I got more following on Instagram than some of these fighters do. And I'm not saying it to brag or gloat. I've been in the game for a while and I pay my dues, but it is what it is. Numbers don't lie. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. You guys can check the numbers. So that's the other thing with these fighters. Don't wait for your promoter. Like, obviously your promoter has to agree to and like get the fights, but there's other ways you could build your brand. Broner is a prime example of that too. Love him or hate him, people talk about him. People know who he is. And he almost got himself, like, realistically, before he started, hey, Pops, brush my hair. And then the fake marriage proposal and, will you brush my hair? And all this. I just beat the fuck out of a Mexican and African, the can man. Before he started doing that. And then they started giving him more opportunities. But he made that. You know what I mean? He was the one flashy, walking out dancing and rapping and stuff. So he kind of took his career and put money in his pocket. He's more self-made, you know what I mean? So I think Vonas, if you're discontent with certain things, create a buzz, get people talking about you and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Call out Edeslani Lara and make funny videos like Kenan Briggs is doing and highlights of you hitting them or whatever you feel is necessary to get your shit buzzing. That's what I think. But to go against the Don, Al Haymon, I don't see it. And a lot of the detractors, like I said, they were happy when Vonas went in on Al Haymon, but now Al Haymon's still doing his thing. He got one of the biggest fights, and I think Showtime is gonna get the Joshua Klitschko fight. I might be wrong. Maybe HBO puts up more money, but I really think Eddie Hearn is probably gonna bring that in the States to Showtime. You know what I mean? That's who showed Joshua's last couple of fights. So it's just Showtime, PBC side of things is killing it. And like, if you look at it management wise, look at how many people are affiliated with Al Haymon. You have Lou DiBella, you have Luis de Cubas, you have Richard Schaefer back in the game with the big promotional company Ringstar Sports. I went to one of their events, that Leo Santa Cruz, Carl Frampton, and they had catered food. It was professional, it was on time. They had the posters, the microphone, the mic check was good. Everything was on point. You know what I mean? They had some of their upcoming fighters available in the crowd and stuff for us to interview, like my dude Money Powell the Fourth, stuff like that. So, I mean, these are all people affiliated with Haymon. Floyd, Dewan is affiliated with Floyd, who's affiliated with Haymon. So it's like, where's Vonas Mroen gonna go? Golden Boy? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So I don't know if it was a good look to do all that. It might have been quick, instant gratification, like, haha, I outed my boss, but it wasn't classy, and you're almost asking to be released. I mean, you're basically crying out for help, like, I'm not happy. You know what I mean? Al Haymon's probably like, I got 200 fighters probably at this point. You're not happy? Okay, here's your release papers. Enjoy. Do it like Martin said in Bad Boys. Good luck. Now what is he gonna do? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying there's no life after Al Haymon. Like Floyd said, we'll just have to wait and see. But from what I'm foreshadowing, Al Haymon's killing shit. He's beating his lawsuits. He's putting on big events. He got a ton of people who are promoters that are working with him. You got other promoters, the other biggest promotional company, Top Rank, going against what they said they didn't want to work with Haymon. Now it looks like they're willing to work with Haymon. So I would try to stay on the good side of things with the side that has the most momentum. You're already with Al Haymon. If you don't like the way certain things are being handled, cool, I could dig that. You know what I mean? I'm not saying Heyman's perfect, and I don't know, but there's other ways to handle it, because there's other ways where you could have said, hey, man, I really got to get a fight. I'm turning 33 this year or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And maybe that would have worked, but just taking to Twitter like, oh, you ain't answering my calls. And I mean, I don't know how diligent, but I just don't see that as being a good look for Vonas Mroen's career. And from what I've seen from the outsider looking in, it looks like he has been granted opportunities. Let me know what you guys think. Drop in the comment section. Make sure you share the video, like the video. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till the next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.